Hello, YouTube. Thanks again for coming back to my channel. Today, I'd like to talk about how to succeed in your first few roles as an early career technologist. So, you have done the hard work, you have gone through bootcamp, you have done self studies, you have taken certifications, you have actually applied for roles, you have filled up your CV, sent out applications, gone to job interviews, faced rejection, bounced back, and finally, someone has given you your first role in technology. How do you succeed in this role? Once you get your first role in tech, it can feel like you have crossed the finish line, but actually, you're in the beginning stages of your career. You have barely crossed the starting line. Once you enter your role, you have to learn how to perform at your job, work with different personalities, overcome uncertainty, and continue to develop your skills. And sometimes the biggest challenges that you would face at work would have little to do with your technical abilities. Sometimes it will be the people that you work with. Sometimes your biggest challenges will come from working with difficult coworkers, the fear of making mistakes, feeling isolated at work, and maybe not knowing when to ask for help. Today, I would like to share with you three things that early career technologists can do to succeed in a new role. These three things come from my own experiences and from watching people close to me struggle in a new role without getting the help that they need. I have a close friend from way back in my university days who actually came to the US just a few years before me. She was working in an Amazon warehouse, but was able to use Amazon education benefits to get a certificate in tech. And with that certificate, she managed to switch her career into tech. I was really proud of her. You see, I liked supporting and encouraging friends and family to switch into tech because I know firsthand how tech has changed my life. About a year ago, I visited this my friend, and as we were talking, I got to ask her how she was doing at her job. But she told me that she had been fired from her job and had switched careers again. And when I listened to her story, the thing that struck me the most was not even the fact that she had been fired from her job. It was how she described her experience. She said the day that she was called and told that she had been fired from her job, she actually felt relief. Imagine that. Losing your job is one of the most frightening things that can happen to you. But when this, my friend, was informed that she had lost her job, she actually felt freedom. She felt like a weight had been lifted off her shoulders. And this experience resonated with me because when I thought back, I actually remember feeling the same thing. In my first tech role, I had a very difficult relationship with one of the senior engineers. Everybody else in the team was very pleasant and helpful, but this particular engineer, he was really difficult to work with. Every time that I knew I was going to be working with him, I wish I could take the day off. And he might not have understood how his behavior affected others because some people have communication styles that just make collaboration very difficult without even realizing it. But I was not the only one who had problems with this senior engineer. A lot of other people in the team also found it difficult working with him, but they could not tell him to his face. Most of them just complained behind his back. Eventually, I left that role without ever improving that relationship with this senior engineer. And looking back, I didn't have the experience or even the support to handle the situation well. I did not know whether I should change my communication style, maybe set more boundaries, even complain to my manager, or just learn how to adapt to his own communication style. I simply endured the situation until it was my time to go. Trying to handle a difficult workplace relationship all by yourself can make every day more stressful. In my second role, I also dreaded going to the office. But this time, it was not due to a relationship with somebody. It was because I lacked the skills to perform the job confidently. My first role had been as a Unix system administrator, But this second role was more about supporting an application. Even though both roles were in technology, they required very different responsibilities. And so I ended up having a very steep learning curve. Every day, I would worry that somebody was going to report a problem that I couldn't solve, or that somebody might ask a question that I didn't know the answer to, or even that someone would figure out that I wasn't quite ready for the role. And a lot of early career technologies suffer from this same fear. You may have completed a bootcamp, gotten a certification, might have even gone through a degree or a training program. Then you enter into a workplace which is filled with people that seem to know a lot more than you do. And you may not even know what questions to ask. And that knowledge gap, that can be a significant source of stress. Over time, I got to understand better how my application worked. I improved my troubleshooting skills and I got to understand more how the business operated. As my competence increased, my fears reduced. And I realized one day that my fears had disappeared totally. I was actually looking forward to going into the office. I would be excited in the morning to go work on problems that I'd left the day before. That experience taught me that lacking the skills to perform your job can significantly affect your confidence and your mental well being. Now, every time that I get into a new job, I take the time to learn the technical aspect of the job as well as the business side of the role. I study the systems and architecture. I learn how the business operates. I ask questions and try to identify gaps in my knowledge. And then I make a plan to actually fill those gaps. And that preparation always helps me to build up my confidence in any new position. However, your technical skills is only part of succeeding in a new role. You also need support. And here are three ways that you can build that support. Number one, find a mentor. A mentor helps you to think about the direction of your career. You can discuss your goals, your strengths and weaknesses, and the type of work that you actually want to pursue. Maybe you want to become a senior software engineer, an architect, a manager, or just a technical leader. A mentor is the person who is going to help you map out the path from your current position to your desired role. They can help you identify the skills that you need, avoid mistakes, and recognize opportunity. A mentor may also help provide you with perspective when you're struggling at work. You feel that your manager does not value your contributions. A mentor can help you realize that all you need is just to communicate your impact more clearly. You may believe that working longer hours is the way to advancement. A mentor may show you that advancement often comes from taking ownership, increasing your visibility, strong communication, and working on important problems. Your mentor does not even need to work at the same company as you do. They may come from your professional network, your community, an alumni, an employee group, an online tech community. Your mentor does not need to have the same job as you, but they should have enough experience to help you navigate your career and make better decisions. But your mentor should not be expected to manage your career for you. And that's why every time you're meeting with your mentor, you should come prepared with specific questions. And when you leave, you should be ready to apply the advice that you receive from them. And as you apply the advice, always share your progress with your mentor, where you see the advice actually working and where you think the advice is not working for you. And you guys can adapt. The second thing you need to do is to find a technical buddy. Now, a buddy is different from a mentor. While a mentor might help you navigate your career, a buddy is going to help you navigate your current job. Ideally, your buddy should work in a similar role as you do, but have more experience. They should understand the systems, the tools, the technical expectations of your job, and the types of challenges that you're likely to face. A buddy is the person that you are likely to approach when you feel stuck. Now, they may not be able to do your work for you, but they should be able to point you in the right direction. They should recommend documentation, help you with troubleshooting tips. They should be able to help you explain an error or just explain why a certain team is following the process that they do. A buddy can also help you realize when you have spent too much time working on a certain problem. Many early career technologists may avoid asking for help because of the fear of looking incompetent. And so they would end up working for hours or even days on a certain problem just because they don't want to appear to be confused or unable to fix an issue. But here is the secret. Even experienced technologists ask for help from time to time. You see, they might have learned how to work on problems independently, but they also know when it's time to ask for help. But before approaching your buddy or any senior engineer for that matter to ask for help, make sure that you have made a serious attempt to resolve the problem. Collect all your error messages, review your log files, document everything that you have tried. When you present your problem, explain what you expect to happen and what you are receiving instead. So, what you are seeing instead. Do not simply approach somebody with a problem and say, oh, it is not working. I remember when I used to work in support, some people will call me and say, oh, the application is not working. And that would be really frustrating. What is not working about the application? Is it not starting up? Are you not able to access a certain feature in the application? Are you facing a particular error? Those are the things I want you to tell me once you're asking me for help to resolve an issue that you're facing. Don't just come to me and say it's not working, because if it's not working, I don't even know where to start helping you. So when you talk to your buddy, you may want to say something like this. I am trying to accomplish this. This is the result that I expect, but this is the error that I'm seeing. These are the log files that I've reviewed. These are the error messages that I'm seeing. These are the solutions, or these are the things that I have tried. Is there anything that you think I am missing? Is there any other thing that I should try? That's how you approach somebody that you're asking help from. They know what you have tried, so they know what else to try. They don't have to start troubleshooting an issue from the beginning. When you present a problem to a senior engineer or to your buddy in this way, they know that you have already put in the effort to actually solve the problem, and it makes it easier for them to help you. So they don't have to invent the wheel. They just have to continue from where you have left off. Your company might have an official channel through which they assign you a buddy, but sometimes it could be a relationship that you foster naturally. If you're looking to foster a buddy relationship by yourself, there are certain things that you have to look for in a person that you want to be your buddy. One, you have to look for someone who can explain things patiently. You also have to look for someone who genuinely wants other people to succeed. You have to work on building a relationship with them long before you ever need their help. Over time, as you gain experience, you should also try to be a buddy to someone who is less experienced than you, because there is really no better way for you to learn than when you're teaching someone else. The third thing that you have to do is to build a social network. Now, this might appear to be less important than the technical skills, but trust me, it can make a very big difference. Work should not be reduced to a place where every interaction is some deadline, has to do with the pressure to achieve something, solve some incident or a problem. Find healthy reasons to enjoy spending time around your coworkers or just being in office. Join company activities, eat lunch with teammates, attend company events, participate in an employee group. Get to know people outside your immediate department. For me, socializing at work involved going to play table tennis in the office recreation room. In the beginning, it was a way for me to just get my steps in or get some exercise. But it allowed me to meet people that I would otherwise never have met in the office, because we didn't work in the same teams, we didn't have any common projects, we didn't have any other opportunity that we would have met. And Later down the line, some of those friends actually helped me solve technical challenges that I was facing, or they connected me with someone else who could help me. But when I started playing with them, I didn't have any ulterior motive. I didn't even know I was going to need them in the future. We just started a fun game of ping pong in the office, and it developed into something more. There were days when we would even arrange to arrive at work maybe an hour or two early, just so we could get a game or two in before we actually started our work day. Instead of just worrying about the stress that was waiting for me at work, I had another reason why I was excited to go to the office. I would get in, meet my friends, we would have a fun game of ping pong, discuss, have fun, laugh, and get a few steps in before I was ready to even start my day. And those relationships that I built around the ping pong table actually ended up giving me access to knowledge that I didn't have access to. That is knowledge that was outside of my team. Organizations, including technology organizations, all depend on collaboration. Eventually, you would encounter a problem that requires another team's expertise to solve. You may need information about a system that your team does not own, or you may just need advice from someone with a specialized skill. Once you have built relationships across the organization, it makes reaching out and collaborating with other people so much easier. Do not build relationships only because you expect people to help you, whether now or in the future. Build real connections. Support others when you are able to, and also allow others to support you when you need it. Do not suffer in silence. My friend, whose story I told you earlier, the one who lost her job, her story resonated with me because I have spent so many years helping friends and family members begin careers in tech. Sometimes I had friends who were just pursuing a course in technology, self studying, doing a master's program, and they'll usually call me to help work with them on some assignment or, just talk about some office issue that they were facing. We would set up a troubleshooting session and just walk through the problem. Or sometimes they'll just want to ask for career advice. And I'll be more than willing to help them. I am always very happy to help because I know firsthand how challenging it can be to start a technology career. I wish my friend had come to me earlier and told me about her struggles before she lost her job. Maybe I could have helped her identify her knowledge gaps, and then we could work on creating a learning plan for her to fill those gaps. Maybe I could have helped her work through some of the technical problems that she was facing. Maybe at the end of the day, she would have still decided that a career in technology was not the right move for her. And that would have been totally fine as well. But I just wish that she had not struggled alone. That is my message today for every early career technologist. Do not suffer in silence. If you feel overwhelmed, talk to someone. If you feel like you do not understand something, ask questions. If you feel like you lack a certain skill, create a learning plan to acquire that skill. If a workplace relationship is making your job unbearable, seek advice before the situation becomes worse. You may actually surprise yourself when you find out how many people are willing to help you. Landing that first role in tech is a major victory, but it is not the finish line. You are still way closer to the starting line than you are to the finish line. The real work starts when you get into the role and you start to perform, you start to deliver, you start to grow, and most importantly, you learn how to protect your well being. Learn the technical skills that you need to deliver in your role, but equally importantly, learn the business side of your job. Find a mentor who can help guide your career, and find a buddy who can help you navigate the daily challenges. Build a strong social network that can make work feel like a community rather than just a source of stress. You do not have to figure out everything alone, but do not wait until you're overwhelmed to start asking for help. Start building that support system. from the day you start the job. If you find this information helpful, like the video, consider subscribing to the channel. Also, share the video with anyone you know who may be starting a technology career. Getting into tech can change your life. Building the right support system can help you stay, grow, and succeed in that life. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.